What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. I hope you're all doing very, very well. I've been playing a lot of D4 recently, but I did manage to do some keys, and I've been testing out what I think about my Resto Shaman versus my Mistweaver Monk, and I am sad to say that I'm going to be putting a hold on the Resto Shaman for now, and I'm going to be switching over to Mistweaver Monk. I'm excited about it, but it's a little bit sad for my Resto Shaman. Here's why. I want to talk about why I'm not having fun on Resto Shaman, why Mistweaver is a lot better, in my opinion. And we're going to go over all those different details. I have some footage to show you as well of the dungeon that I did on Mistweaver, and just an amazing sequence there. So let's talk about Resto Shaman. I'm really struggling right now with Resto Shaman, and this is probably on me, but there's a number of reasons that I'm frustrated with Resto Shaman. Number one, it feels like my throughput on damage and healing at the same time is really bad. It feels like it's just my ability to produce damage while also healing has been really frustrating and difficult to pull off. Part of it is because we're tied to Acid Rain. A lot of our damage is tied to Healing Rain right now, and it kind of conflicts a little bit with our tier set bonus, which now heals everybody when we put Healing Rain down, as long as they have Riptide on them. So, like, if I get my Riptides out and then I need to get my Healing Rain down right away to do damage, or else I'm doing, like, literally no damage at all. But at the same time, I might want to actually use the Healing Rain to proc the Riptide effect from the tier set bonus. It's not really that big of a deal, I know. I'm just saying, like, there's a little bit of a weird tension there, where you're trying to do damage, but you're trying to heal. Also, tanks can very easily move out of your Healing Rain, and that is a large portion of your damage right now. So I feel like Resto Shaman's ability to do damage in this patch is, like, it's just frustrating. It feels like it's been, I don't know, it's just very difficult to pull it off, compared to, say, Mistweaver, which literally just spins and does Ancient Teachings damage, and you're also healing at the same time. So that's number one. The damage and healing feels frustrating for me to pull off as a Resto Shaman, and very, very easy to pull off as a Mistweaver. On top of that, the cooldowns for Resto Shaman are just not as strong, in my opinion, particularly in Mythic Plus, for as Mistweaver does. So, like, Mistweaver's got, like, Red Crane. You have the single target bubble. You also have Revival, which removes all the debuffs and is a big, big heal. And then, of course, you have Shaylin's Gift, which is a massive, massive heal, right? For Resto Shaman, we've got, you know, Spirit Link Totem, which people often run out of. In a pug group, it's almost impossible to get good value out of this. You have Healing Tide Totem, which is okay. It's actually not bad in Mythic Plus because it gets double the value that it normally would. Then you have, like, a little Primordial Wave window that takes a lot of setup time to get going. And if you and that's just not my style of play. I'm very bad at setting up Primordial Wave windows, honestly. And then you have Ascendance, which is really, really strong. Tidebringer's a really good passive, which helps you do a lot of extra healing. There are some good things. I just feel like they're a little clunkier than Mistweaver, and they're harder to pull off than Mistweaver in my experience, having healed with both of these healers now in, like, plus 16 to 20 keys and above. I've done only a few plus 16s on my Mistweaver, so I haven't done any 20s yet. But just frustrating with the cooldowns. I feel like Mistweaver's cooldowns are really, really strong. In particular, having an external, a tank external, or just a single target bubble to put on somebody is really, really good. The third major problem that I'm having is mana issues. I feel like I'm having serious mana issues on my Resto Shaman. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I can't really find the points to be able to take Resurgence or to be able to take Mana Tide Totem. The only thing I really get is Mana Spring. Other than that, it's like I'm struggling with mana really hard on my Resto Shaman, and it's just not an issue that my Mistweaver seems to have. And I don't know if you guys are having a similar issue. I would love to hear what you think about the mana problems. But Mistweaver Monk doesn't really have mana problems to begin with, because they have the Ancient Teachings of the Monastery with the Blackout Kick right here, Spirit of the Crane, sorry, is what I meant to say. This gives you mana back based on your Blackout Kick. On top of that, their tier set bonus now gives you mana back because of Soulfang Infusion, and I only have the 2-set bonus right now going for Mistweaver. So I feel like that's where I'm struggling with my Resto Shaman. The throughput on damage and healing at the same time is really lackluster, in my opinion, and very difficult to pull off because you have to put Healing Rain in the right spot. The cooldowns are not as strong as the Mistweaver cooldowns, and mana gain is just, like, really difficult on my Resto Shaman. I feel like I'm having to sit and drink all the time, and I feel like for my Mistweaver, I never have to sit and drink. My build here, of course, for my Mistweaver, Shaylin's Gift is massive. And then getting the clouds 4 seconds faster is so important. Having it hit an extra target is also really important. So Shaylin's Gift is huge. Spirit of the Red Crane is huge. Revival is huge. And then my Feline Stomp, regular healing from Ancient Teachings, and this just spinning Crane Kick and stuff. Very, very good regular throughput. Then the single target bubble on Life Cocoon, which recently got buffed, by the way, with Chrysalis reducing its cooldown. I just feel like it's amazing, all the cooldowns that you have. The only real difference in terms of throughput, or the only real difference in terms of Mistweaver to Resto Shaman, where Resto Shaman is winning, I think, is on the utility side. So we do have things like Ring of Peace, which is good. I have lots of defensive cooldowns, which is awesome. I do have a kick, just like Resto Shaman does, but the kick is not as strong as the Resto Shaman one. And the CC I don't think is as strong. Having double Cap Totem is really, really good. Earth Grab Totem, Earthbind Totem. There's a lot of extra really cool totems that you can get on Resto Shaman. So they're definitely winning in that department. But I just feel like, let me get my video up here. I just feel like my overall throughput on my Shaman, my Resto Shaman is just less than my Mistweaver, like by a mile. It just feels like it's a lot less to me. So I'm not sure, I'm not really sure what else to say that. It just feels like I'm producing so much the better numbers here on my Mistweaver mug. Let me jump into this pull right here. This is a really, really long sequence right here where we pump a crazy amount of healing on the Mistweaver, and I want to really highlight where I'm using my big tools, where I'm able to do a lot of damage and healing at the same time. We pull a really big pull here at the beginning, and again, we're already pumping 82k HPS. I haven't really pressed any of my cooldowns yet. I have Red Crane on. I have Revival still on cooldown. I have bubbled the tank. That's the only thing I did was bubble the tank. Otherwise, I haven't done anything. Shaylin's Gift is on cooldown as well. So I'm doing 82k HPS just with like my Spirit of the Crane, Ancient Teachings of the Monastery healing, which is insane to me. And then I pop Shaylin's Gift here, and we're doing 115k, 113k. We're doing 35k DPS as well. Now I'm into Spirit of the Crane healing. We're still above 100k. This is the kind of throughput that I don't think I could be able to sustain on my Resto Shaman. It's just not possible for me to be able to sustain this kind of healing and damage at the same time. That's probably on me, guys. I want to be clear. It's probably my fault to a degree, but I don't know. Like, I'm just able to pump so hard. There's another Shaylin's Gift with a Revival. We're keeping everybody topped up, and we're doing lots of damage as well at the same time. If I was on my Resto Shaman right now, I feel like this pull in particular, with all the movement and the Sanguine Puddles, my healing rain would get literally 0 value. And so my damage would be, I'd be doing like 13k or 14k DPS right now. And instead on my Monk, I'm able to do 40k DPS while sustaining 80 to 100k HPS. It's just blowing my mind right now how good this is. And yeah, I just feel like it's really good. We haven't even stopped, by the way. We're just chain pulling one into the other. My mana has stayed at 73% basically this whole time, and I feel like, again, on my Resto Shaman, I would be dipping way down in mana. I'd be below 50% already, and at some point, I would need to stop. Here's another Shaylin's Gift right here coming back to 90k HPS. We're at 40k DPS. It's just so good. It's so good. And we do have an AoE stun, just like Resto Shaman does. I know they have Cap Totem, but the Cap Totem, I think, for Resto Shaman can go off twice, which makes it a little bit better. But this is, again, lots of utility on the Monk. We have Touch of Death, which is great. We have our Poison and Disease Dispel, of course. We have our AoE stun with Tiger Sweep. And then we've also got Ring of Peace, which is really, really good for this week. Good for getting enemies out of Sanguine. Enemies that don't want to get out of Sanguine, like ranged enemies that are just going to shoot you the whole time, you can get them out of Sanguine pretty easily. So there's a lot of tools on Mistweaver Monk, and I think there's also a lot of throughput and a lot of, not just on healing, but on damage as well. And the cooldowns, guys, it's so amazing. Having Red Crane every minute, having Shaylin's Gift basically every 40, 50 seconds if I want it. And then I have the big Revival and the single target bubble every minute and a half or so. It just feels good. It just feels really good. This entire time we have not gotten out of combat, by the way. We are still in combat. I'm trying to use my mana as best I can, but I don't even need to worry about mana. This is what's so great. I'm at 86% mana. I haven't sat to drink at all. I'm just getting it all back from Spirit of the Crane and then the Soul Fang Infusion from the new tier set bonus. So I'm loving it. I'm really loving it. I feel like it's really strong. I feel like people are really hating on Mistweaver, or not people, but like Subcreation, for example, always has Mistweaver ranked really low. I don't know why. I know it's based on parses and stuff, but I feel like people aren't really giving Mistweaver a really solid chance. Not enough people, I think, are playing Mistweaver for it to be represented really accurately in Subcreation. I think it just, you know, I think it's actually way better than people think. So there's the entire route. We did the entire route of trash pack mobs, before the pause without me stopping once for mana. So I'm really in love with Mistweaver. I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. Have you been playing Mistweaver? I want to say that I'm officially switching from my Resto Shaman over to my Mistweaver, and I'm going to be healing full-time on this thing for the foreseeable future. I've got a decent amount of rating going on right now. We're going to get above 2K very soon. I'm going to get all these Tyrannicals done. I haven't even done really high Tyrannicals yet on some of these. So we're going to get those going, and I'm going to get some big videos for you guys on Mistweaver Monk, some higher tier keys so you can see how it does when it's a really difficult key. And, yeah, I want to bring that for you guys for over the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about Mistweaver versus Resto Shaman. Are you still playing Resto Shaman? Are you enjoying it anymore? I'm having a difficult time with it. I feel like it's just not my healer anymore. I feel like Mistweaver really is calling to me, and I'm synergizing so much better with the way that Mistweaver heals these days, and I'm really enjoying myself as well. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Would love to hear from all of you guys. Please let me know what your experience has been with either one of these healers. Thank you so much again for watching. I love you all. I will see you in the next one.